Guys, so I'm here to do a review over High School Musical, the musical, the series, season 2, episode 10. Okay, so this will be a spoiler video. I would assume if you're this far into the show, you've watched the show already. So I'm just gonna have this be a spoiler review. So yeah. If you don't want to be spoiled for episode 10, completely understand. Go watch it. It's on Disney Plus. And then come back and we can compare our thoughts. But this will be a spoiler review, so if you don't want to be spoiled, just leave the video. And I'm gonna get into spoilers now, so let's go. This whole entire episode was basically just more of like the play, and they're starting to move the plot along, which if you watched my other video that I did about the two last episodes, you would know that that's what I wanted. I was starting to get bored because I felt like the plot stopped, and I feel like it's starting to pick up the pace again, and I'm excited about that. Yesterday, like this video, I'm gonna say what I say about every episode I've said. It's a cheesy mess, of course. But I think that it's starting to pick up the pace a little bit, which, because there for a while I was getting kind of bored. So I'm happy about that. And I'm happy that we're focusing more on the play kind of stuff, because that's what I enjoyed the show, the first season about, was like the dynamic that the characters had together when they were working together on the show. So I'm happy that we're getting back to that in this episode, but I would be lying to you if I said it didn't have a lot of flaws, because it definitely does. But it was still, they're trying to pick up the pace a little more, and I wasn't like so bored during this episode like I have been for the last couple episodes. The song that Carlos sang, it was cute. It's not my favorite song from this season, but it was a cute song, and it did what it needed to do. So it's a good song, but it's not my favorite. So but it was still really cute. I would listen to it again. But yeah, if you want to listen to it, it's on the Disney YouTube channel, so you can go check it out. This episode was mostly just them trying to get the transition between the beast turning into a human, and understand how to do that, because in like the rival school has like the Broadway stuff, and they were gonna use the thing that they used on Broadway and all that stuff, and they're like, ours won't be good enough compared to Broadway, so they had to like find their own way to do it. Which, if you've watched my other reviews, you would know I think the whole entire rival school thing is quite possibly the dumbest thing in the show, but it's not terrible. The people who play the characters on the other school are really good. It's just the plot line's kind of dumb. So yeah, it was a good episode though, because it was like a lot of different things coming together. The how they got all of the stuff, and then they didn't actually have to do any of the work that they did in the first place, because the guy from North High just gave them the blueprints and was like, go at it. And then like Ricky fell down, I guess, and it's High School Musical, the musical, the series, so there's no way he'll be hurt. Like, so I'm not worried about it. That's the one thing, is they keep having like this dramatic ending, but it's not like a Marvel TV show where like something bad could happen, or like that changes the whole entire timeline of Marvel like Loki did. It's just something I know won't happen. Like, they're like, oh my goodness, they're gonna be hurt, or oh my goodness, they're not gonna be together anymore. And I don't care, because it's High School Musical, the musical, the series, and it's like, you know what's gonna happen. It's the most, yep, it's the most predictable show I think I've ever watched. And yeah, all those things, you're not supposed to be taken seriously, but I've said this before. Once they do that for a certain amount of time, it just becomes kind of lazy. But like, it's not terrible. It's not a terrible thing. It hasn't got to the point that you're like, do something different. It's not gotten to that point yet. But I feel like they did it better in the first season than the second season. But it's still a cute show, I guess. The songs in the show are pretty good. This song was pretty good. I liked all of it went together really well, and it's not a terrible show, but it's also like far from my favorite show. like it was, even when the episodes I was like, okay, this is actually okay. It wasn't my favorite show. It's a cheesy mess, but it's not unbearable to watch. But I liked that they're starting to pick up the pace a little bit better, which I think will help with this show, because the pacing in the season 2 has just been all over the place, and I think that the pacing's a lot better now, and I'm starting to like that they're starting to keep going. All the relationships that are together, I think, are fine. There's not any that I'm like, this is terrible. They're all, I knew they were gonna happen. It was really predictable, but it's not terrible. All of, yeah, the friendships are doing pretty good. It was it's not terrible. It's just very predictable, and I'm wanting something different from the show. I'm starting to think they should have just cut out a couple of these episodes and made it shorter, because I feel now they're starting to pick up the pace, but like I said, they were really, really slow for a while, and now they're going real fast because they did all that other stuff. So the pacing is just crazy and out of it's just crazy. But I like that we're starting to pick up the pace a little bit better, and the pacing's getting a lot better through this episode. And I like that we're focusing more on the musical, which is what the show was meant for. I like that they're doing a lot more of that stuff. The teenagers they're not terrible. There are some things they say and I'm like, why did you have to say that? But it's not to the point that I'm like, we're saying this again. But it's not a terrible show. I think the characters are fine. There's not one I absolutely hate, but there's not very many I'm like, yeah, you're a good character. It's just an average show, and that's starting to pick up the pace a little more and is starting to get a little bit better, because those last couple episodes I was like, the only good part of this show is the songs. Please give us some more stuff to do. But they're starting to pick up the more of the pace with the musical, and I think that they're about to do the performance, and I know I'm gonna have some thoughts over the performance because I did over last season. And last season's performance, don't act how those people did. Yeah, who knows what's gonna happen, but it'll be interesting to see where this show goes, and hopefully I enjoy it. So we're at 9 minutes, so I'm just gonna say I think the show's getting better. It's starting to pick up the pace a little more. We're focusing more on the musical side of things, which is what the show was there to do in the first place. So I'm happy we're focusing more on that. Although the characters aren't terrible, they're still not my favorite. So it's nice that we're focusing more on the music and things like that, which I think the show does really well. Yeah, so that's really all I have to say. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I love you 3000 and stay safe. Bye!